What's the benefit of going to church every Sunday? Ooh, a lot of like really important moments for me did happen when I was at church. I'm gonna say this, you don't have to go to church every Sunday. What? Yes. Now, I will say if you don't drive, you with your parents, just get your butt up and go. You actually get to meet people and start like building life together with people. You start understanding a reverence for God. Why is community so important? It ensures that you're not doing this walk alone. Listen, Jesus Christ himself had 12 disciples. And then he had 3 solid guys, right? 3 solid disciples that were like with him in the really, really tough moments. For the young person that asked this question, it probably feels like a chore if you're one of those that like have to go because of your parents. I would ask you to change your lens on going to church and go into it being like, okay, you know what? Who can I meet? Who can I connect with? And not just stay on your phone the whole time. Understand like these people here are here to help. They're actually here to help. They're not here to condemn or judge.
Yeah. Late night thoughts, can't hold them back. Questions in the dark, like where we at? Young minds reaching past the ceiling. Talking about truth, talking about feeling. Who am I? What's real? What's right? Is there more than what I see in this life? Every voice got a story to tell. Every doubt ring a quiet bell. Leaning close, don't miss the call. You ask, we don't run from it. Yeah, ask, we're listening.
Hey, what up? Yeah. I still got the theme song playing in my mind, you know? Yeah, I know you like that theme song. Me too. I love it. I love it. Welcome back, man. Welcome back to the You Asked podcast. Yeah? You see me trying to make sure I say that right. I gotta make sure it comes out right all the time. Welcome back. Welcome back to this, this thing. I'm every time I record an episode, every time I read, some of the questions or people hit me up and be like, hey, bro, like I watched the podcast and stuff like that. I'm very thankful. Very, very, very thankful that you guys continue to show up and show up for who? You said it. I know you said it. Not for me, but for you. You show up for you because I'm not here to I'm not doing this out of, hey, look at me, right? I'm doing this because this is a burden that God has given me. It's a burden. It is. And it's always gonna, until God says otherwise, this is something that I truly, truly care about. And I really do always pray and hope that you guys are getting something out of it when you do it, when you come and watch this and we talk and all the things. And so, yeah, I mean, I know we're not talking, right? But like we talking, telepathically or whatever. Man, today is nice out here. The weather is nice. How am I doing today? The weather's nice. I dropped my son off at school today and then went to the coffee shop. Went to a coffee shop and chilled out for a bit and kind of prepared for today and what we shoot and what we're going to talk about and all the stuff, But today was just like, the weather was nice. So like when that happens, I always throw on like some oldies, put my sunroof back, and I'm loving it. I'm loving I'm just loving to drive and all this stuff. So today's good. How are you? Yes? You're doing well? Great. I love it. I'm happy. I'm so happy. And if you're not, I'm praying for you. You know what I'm going to do for the next season? Oh, shoot, we can start it now, honestly. Is put your prayer requests in the comments too, right? Not just questions. Yes, questions too, right? But put your prayer requests in the comments as well so that, I'm in it with you, in it with you and like believing and praying for you as well. Because we always need We always need prayer, man. Prayer changes things for real. I really believe that prayer changes things. So put your prayer requests in the comments as well as your questions. Yeah. You don't have to have a question if you don't have one, but if you have a prayer request, put it in, right? So if you don't have a question, but you do have a prayer request, you can put your prayer request. It doesn't always have to just be a question, right? So, and if you have both, put in both. Okay. Love it. Love it. What is the question today? This one is, this is actually a really good one. This is a really good one. I mean, I say it's every episode, but every question you guys ask is really insightful. And I'm like, dang, see, that's why I did it, because that's why I started this pod, because I'm like, teenagers, I feel like you guys get a bad rep, right? That like, we talk about like, oh, your generation's all this and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, honestly though, but your generation has the most access than any other. And I think that you guys are going to make sure that this world is good, right? And hopefully I could be, like a voice in that, as you continue to grow up. So what's the question today? The question is, what's the benefit of going to church every Sunday? Ooh, dang. What's the benefit of going to church every Sunday? That is a great question. I'm aware now that I'm aware that church is not as, I don't want to say popular, right? Because it's not popular, but like, I don't know, relevant or like, I don't know. It's not the same as it was when I was growing up in terms of everyone, like church being a thing for like most families. I'm very aware that is that's very different. I'm also aware that like for whatever reason, there's not always like a lot of like space for youth at church on a Sunday. So I can understand that. But this is a great question. How do we start off? Always with a story of mine, right? I've said this so many times, but I grew up in church. And yes, I wasn't the kid that was just like locked in from the moment, right? But I will tell you that a lot of like really important moments for me did happen when I was at church. I got a lot of friends. I ended up getting close with a lot of people when going to church. I can remember I have a lot of like different seasons of my life where I had friends who were from church. And even in my adult life too now that I'm an adult and stuff like that, I have people now that I still talk to, often, and they are close, right? They're close people, and we're both fathers and, sisters and brothers in Christ and all the things, and I met them from church. So why is it beneficial to go to church every Sunday? I'm going to say this. You don't have to go to church every Sunday. What? Yes. You don't have to go to church every Sunday. I'm not going to sit there and act like, I'm not going to sit there and say you have to go to church every Sunday. Now, I will say if you don't drive and you with your parents, just get your butt up and go, right? Get up and go to church. Don't make it a big thing, man. Listen, Jai is telling you, if you've been watching this, I have to feel that you rock with me in some type of capacity and you listen to what I say. So as a YouTube dad as well, right? I'm going to have to tell you, like, if your parents are like having you get up and go to church, don't give them the talk back, man. Just get up and go. Just get up and go, man. Listen. All right. So, but yeah, I'm saying that. But if you do drive, I'm going to tell you, it's not like you have to go every Sunday, right? But I will say this. Building the muscle of going every Sunday, of going to church, two things. You get community from it. Like, you get to be around other people, right? And the second thing is you get to you get a reverence for God. What is reverence? Remember, God is a king, right? He's the king of all kings, Lord of all lords. So like, there's a level of like, dang, you're big, right? Like you are so much bigger than I can even conceive. So yeah, I better like, right? I better like have some reverence and some like humbleness towards you. So I feel like when you go to church, the times when I was, I had to go to church, I felt like I learned a reverence for him and a healthy reverence. Church people will say like fear, like a fear of the Lord, right? But fear of the Lord doesn't necessarily mean like you're like afraid, right? But it's like a healthy, how can I explain it? It's a healthy fear. Like it's like with your father or your mother or something, like there are times where you just don't cross certain boundaries, certain lines with your parents because you have a healthy fear of them, right? Now I know like some of us probably are like actually afraid of our parents, but I'll say in a different context, like you have a healthy fear of them because you know that they are responsible for you and they want the best for you, but there are also respect that you have to have because of what they do for you, right? So those two things to me is what you get when it comes to, that will be my answer for you. Like what you get from going to church every Sunday is that you get community, like you actually get to meet people and start like building life together with people. And then the second thing is you start understanding a reverence for God. No matter how old you get, you're always going to have someone that's above you, right? And you should learn the muscle of having like a healthy respect and reverence for authority figures, right? Now, you ain't praising another human being. Let me make that clear. The only person you're praising is God, right? But there is a version of like reverence for another person who's an authority figure, right? Because you respect them and you respect what they do and all the things. So you get those two things. That's what I believe. You get those two things. And so why is community so important when it comes to going to church every Sunday? It ensures that you're not doing this walk alone. Right? I'll say it again. Like when you decide I'm going to go to church and I'm going to invest in the community, I'm going to stay, be consistent, and you're new to the faith. Even if you're not new to the faith, you need people to do this with. You cannot do this walk alone. You can't do this walk alone. Listen, Jesus Christ himself had 12 disciples, right? And even then after that, he had 3 solid guys, right? 3 solid disciples that were like with him in the really, really tough moments, right? So I've heard this said before, and it's really important to say, but like the church sometimes is like a hospital, right? It's where hurt people go to get healed. How do you get healed at a normal hospital? Do you just go into a hospital and you sit on the bed and no one comes and you get healed? No. There's people involved, right? There's nurses, there's doctors. Even before you even get checked in, right? You have the receptionist in the front. And like there's people involved in every department when it comes to a hospital to get you back to health. It's the same way at a church. The church is, right? The church, when you first get there, it's like sometimes it is like a hospital because you're hurt, you're broken, you feel like, oh man, I'm at my wit's end, right? I'm at rock bottom, whatever it is, right? And you go to church to get the healing you need. But you need people around you to help get there because there are people that are there at church that are at a different level. They've been walking longer, right? And there's also people there, like maybe in a waiting room, right, that are hurt like you are. And then you guys can relate to each other and help each other and hold each other accountable, right, when it gets tough. So I'm telling you, I know church seems very just like, for the young person that asked this question, it probably feels like a chore if you're one of those that like have to go because of your parents. But when you get to, I would ask you to change your lens on going to church and go into it being like, okay, you know what? Who can I meet? Who can I connect with? What kids or whatever, and not just stay on your phone the whole time. And then understand like these people here, if you're at the right church, like these people are here to help. They're actually here to help. They're not here to condemn or judge. Now, if you feel that way when you go, I would do some introspection, right? Some thought to make sure, like, am I in the right place, right? Because sometimes judging could be literally they are judging you, right? And it's actually not helping you. It's actually like ripping the scab off every time when that happens, right? And then sometimes it could feel like judging, but it's actually accountability. Now, I'm really big on like you hold people accountable once you've built rapport with them and not just like automatically. So I'm not big on that at all. You got to build rapport with somebody first before you start being like, hey, listen, you should do this right and da-da-da-da, right? So I would, make sure that would be, another kind of part of the answer. But the main thing to me is that church is like a hospital and you can't do this walk alone. You need people with you. So let's do some scripture, right? To back up those two things, you need community because you can't do this walk alone. And you get a healthy reverence for the Lord, right? Cool. All right, here we go. Hebrews 10:24. Hebrews 10:24. Hebrews chapter 10. Excuse me. That was weird. Hebrews chapter 10, verse 24. It's towards the back, y'all. Towards the back. It's page 15. No, I'm just kidding. Y'all don't know that. Y'all don't know that. Here it is. All right. Hebrews chapter 10, verse 24. We there? Okay, we're there. All right. It says, and let us consider how we may spur one another on towards love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together as some are in the habit of doing. Meeting together, right? Like they're talking about going to the temple, going to the church. That's a habit for them, but encouraging one another. Then it also says, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching. So like we got to like encourage each other when it comes to these things. We can't do this alone. Encourage each other. Stop giving up. Stop giving up on going to church. We say this all the time, like people who get church hurt. People hurt us all the time. Things hurt us all the time. Organizations don't do exactly what they say they were supposed to do, right? The government doesn't always do exactly what they say they were supposed to do. But we don't be like, I'm government hurt or I'm, restaurant hurt, right? Because they got my order wrong. No, we don't do that. We only do that with church. The church is not perfect. Why? Because it's full of imperfect people, including yourself, including me. Right? You want to go to an imperfect church? Just show up. Just show up. It'll be imperfect. That's because we are not perfect humans. So people are going to mess up. People are going to do things. But that does not mean that the whole of church is wrong. Okay? Last thing. Acts chapter 3, verse 1 through 11. That, for me, shows... Let me see. Where do I want to go with this? Let's see. Acts. Let's go. Acts. We on Acts chapter 3, verse 1 through 11, okay? Chapter 3, verse 1 through 11. All right, so this story is about Peter, and he heals a lame beggar. All I'm going to do, honestly, I'm just going to read, because it's a long story, but like you go read it for yourself, right? Go read it for yourself. Acts chapter 3, verses 1 through 11. This story is about Peter healing a lame man, like a person that is actually disabled, okay? It says, like I said, I'm only going to read just a couple of chapters, okay? It says, one day Peter and John were going up to the temple at the time of prayer at 3 p.m. Now a man who was lame from birth was carried to the temple gate called Beautiful, where he was put every day to beg for those going into the temple courts. Now, we see it 2 times, temple courts. They were there in the church. This happened at the church, right? Now, to fast forward, because like I said, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but like I said, in here, in this story, Peter ends up healing this man at the church. So why am I sharing this story? Because adding on to the answer of like, you get community when you go to church, you start getting healing when you go to church, right? Third thing I will say is that you start seeing miracles happen when you go to church. Now, am I saying that you're going to see exactly this? The moment you go to church, you're going to see someone get healed of a disability? No. But I'm also not saying that it can't happen. What I am saying is that when you see things happen in people's lives, it does something to your faith. When you see things happening good for people, right? When you start seeing things that are miraculous happening, it should do something to your faith. It should like grow your faith. So that's another reason why it's good for you to go to church, because you need to hear good things. You need to hear good things happening to people. You can't always just be around where it's just, complaining and venting all the time where nothing is going good. That does something to your spirit. That does something to your heart and your spirit when you just hear bad news all the time. You go to church and you start hearing people actually say like, this is happening for me. I started this business. I'm getting straight A's. I am just really happy. My mental health is on point, right? I just got accepted into a college. Like all of these things, you're around that stuff. It does something to your faith. Where whether you might feel like, man, I really want that. Or it's like, I'm going after the same thing because I see it happen to so-and-so. It can happen for me. We serve the same God, right? So those three things to me, that's why it benefits you to go to church. You get community because you can't do it alone. You build a reverence for God because God is huge. And your faith gets built up because you see miracles. You see people, you see things that are unexplainable start to happen for others around you, and it builds your faith, okay? Now, practically, how do we try to like live this out now? How do you live this out? I got one thing for you, but then I have like a little breakdown of things, okay? One thing, go find a church. If that's your question, what does it benefit you going to church every Sunday? And you're not right now, go find a church. Now, if you are already going to a church, then the answer is, the practical tool is keep going. Now, here's the breakdown of just that simple, go find a church or keep going to church is, when you're there, if you're there and this is your first time, I want you to check out these things. I want you to check out, are the people nice? When you walk in, are the people nice? Second thing, are you being nice? Right? Like, if other people are being nice, you should be nice too. Don't be like this and not wanting to talk. Am I saying you got to get into a full-on conversation? No. But I am saying, like, be present, like, show, right? Be there. Be in the youth ministry and not just being there like, oh, man, I don't want to be here. Listen, the way you decide to think will dictate what you experience. Third thing. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Third thing. When you're listening to the preacher speak, is something speaking inside of you, right? Like, are you feeling what's going on, or are you just not listening to anything because you don't want to be there? So those three things. And if you are the one that like does go to church and you're still going, my answer is, like I said, keep going. But my breakdown is going to be the same. When you're there, are people nice? Are you being nice? And when you're listening to the youth pastor, right, or the head pastor, or the lead pastor, do you feel something? Like, do you feel something? Are you paying attention to what you're feeling? Or are you just not paying attention at all because you don't want to be there? You got to ask yourself those things. I said this in the last episode, but you got to think about what you're thinking about. If you don't agree or you don't like what you're thinking about, you got to change it. That includes like attitude as well, right? So what does it benefit you to going to church? To wrap this all up, it gives you community because you can't do this alone. It gives you a healthy reverence for God, and your faith gets built up. Love it. Now, How are you going to take action? Go find a church. If you already go to church, then keep going to that church. But then do these 3 things so that you can actually experience something from it. See if the people are nice. Check if you're being nice. And check what you're feeling when you hear the speaker, the youth pastor or the lead pastor. See what's happening on the inside of you. Is the Holy Spirit, right? Is he talking to you or what? So that's it. What does it benefit you from going to church every Sunday? It benefits a lot. I promise you it benefits a lot. The decision is yours, though. Do you want it to benefit you, or are you reluctant because you just don't want to be there? Are you being nice? Right? I don't know. I love this thing, man. I love this thing. Keep getting in your word, young people. You keep getting in your word, you're going to change this world. I promise you. You're going to change the world. The more you decide to go kingdom instead of culture, you're going to change the world. Stay in this word. Stay in God. Don't leave him by your side because he's never leaving you. Love y'all. That is You Asked Podcast. That's You Asked. 1 question per episode. I'll see y'all later. Peace.
You ask, yeah, we're diving deep. No fear, no filter, no sleep from the heart where the real ones blast. This is more than talk. You ask, so ask, yeah, ask. We're listening.